I'm NYJ Harman for you on YouTube, over__ for you on Twitter, and welcome to Week 13 of my NFL Weekly Picks for the 2017-2018 NFL season. Before I give over my picks for Week 13 this week, let's recap my picks for Week 12, and here they are. I was 13-3 straight up, 8-8 against the spread. In my video pick, I went 3-0 against the spread, 3-0 straight up, and 2-1 over under. To make my total for the season, 123 wins, 53 losses straight up, 92 wins, 79 losses with 2 pushes against the spread. So a great week in Week 12. Let's hope we get the same picks again in Week 13. Let's check them out. This week's picks has a Thursday night football game between teams that are both 5 and 6. The Washington Redskins traveling to Jerry's World in Dallas to face the Cowboys. Redskins won their game last week in a total terrible game. I mean, after Thanksgiving and your feast was great, but if you're a Redskin or a Giants fan, the game was horrible to watch, but the Redskins got a win nonetheless. Cowboys, meanwhile, before the feast, got feasted on by those LA Chargers in a big way. Second week in a row, the Cowboys were not able to get into the end zone. 9 points against the Eagles, 6 against the Chargers. Horrific. And I'm not sure what to expect out of Dak Prescott and the rest of that Cowboys offensive and defensive team. I think it's desperation time for the Cowboys, and I don't think they're going to have much help here. Redskins are the favorites, so I'm going to tell you to take the Redskins on Thursday night to beat the Cowboys. If the Redskins win, they're doing the Eagles a favor, and they'll clinch the NFC East. And they'll be the only team this week to clinch a playoff berth with a win because they have 10 wins. And everybody else is still trying to get up in that 10 wins department. Next game, Sunday, is the 3-8 Indianapolis Colts traveling to Jacksonville to face the 7-4 Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a loss in overtime against the Cardinals. Bad clock management during that overtime game in Glendale for the Jaguars. They should rebound in this game against the Colts this week. Colts a tough loss to the Tennessee Titans. It was an ugly game, but nonetheless, the Titans got it done. The Colts could not do anything about it. I'm going to get the Jaguars to win this game on Sunday over the Colts. We got the 6-5 Kansas City Chiefs traveling to MetLife Stadium to face the 4-7 New York Jets. The Jets are 3-point underdogs at home. And I'm not sure what to think about this game because the Jets have been pretty much getting into these games lately. Whether they lose, whether they win, they're not tanking. They're in it for the long haul. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, I beg your pardon, the Jets were losers to the Panthers on Sunday at MetLife, and the Chiefs at home couldn't salvage anything against the Buffalo Bills. And they're losers of 5 of 6. And I think that streak may end this weekend because the Jets, playing with Josh McCown and Matt Forte and Sonoris, I think his name is Sonoris Jenkins, I think. But whatever the case may be, I think the Chiefs will take the points, -3 over the New York Jets. Take the points to the Chiefs, -3, and the Chiefs win straight up. And the over points total for that game is 43.5 points. Take it over because I think the Chiefs are going to maul the Jets at MetLife Stadium. Something they weren't able to do the last time when they were facing the Giants at that same field. But there's not going to be no win in this game, so I think the Chiefs will take it and beat the Jets. The 4-7 Houston Texans traveling to Music City to face the 7-4 Tennessee Titans. The Texans losers to the Ravens on Monday Night Football. And the Titans, like I said, beating the Colts. Tell you to take the Titans in this game. I think Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray on offense will put it in, and the defense will win outright by the Titans over the Texans in Nashville. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 4-7, traveling to Lambeau Field, Green Bay, to face the 5-6 Packers. Packers were losers in their last time out in overtime against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Buccaneers had a game against the Falcons, but the Falcons pull away at the end. Losers against the Falcons. Okay. And the Packers, I think, will be favored winning this game, so take the Packers over the Buccaneers in Green Bay. The 3-8 Denver Broncos traveling to Miami Stadium, to face the 4-7 Miami Dolphins in another toilet flushing game. I don't expect anything but good things for the Dolphins. Matt Moore, I think Kenny Stills will give the Dolphins, and don't forget Jarvis Landry, should be big factors in this win over the Broncos in Miami on Sunday. We got this 1-0 San Francisco 49ers traveling to Soldier Field to face the 3-8 Bears. The Bears, I beg your pardon, the Broncos were losers to the Raiders. I keep forgetting about these other games. The Raiders were winners over the Broncos in the last time out, and the Dolphins made it close with the New England Patriots, but the Patriots pulled away and won their game over Miami. With that, let's move on to the 49ers and the Bears. 49ers will start Jimmy Garoppolo this Sunday because of his few seconds to pull in a touchdown for L. Murray with no seconds left in the game, and they lost to the Seattle Seahawks by a few points. And the Bears couldn't even get a touchdown with none of their offensive or defensive players for that team. 31-3 over the Eagles, beating the crap out of Chicago. I think the Bears will rebound back in this game. Jordan Howard will have a monster game, and Mitchell Trubisky may end up throwing for over 200 yards. Give the win over the 49ers, even with Garoppolo starting, but can't tell you how good the 49ers may end up playing in Chicago. We'll see. Bears should win out in this game against San Francisco. We got a battle of 6 and 5 teams. We got the Detroit Lions traveling to Baltimore to face the Ravens, who are also 6 and 5, respectful in each division and conference. The Lions, losers on Thanksgiving to the Minnesota Vikings, who lead that NFC North division, and the Ravens, who are not winning the AFC North, but still have the last spot in the wild card, not the wild card, but the last spot, yes, in the wild card for the Ravens. Winners over the Texans on last night, Monday Night Football. I think the Lions are the better team, but don't be surprised what the Ravens will do. So tell you to take the Lions in this game to beat Baltimore. We got the Minnesota Vikings 9-2 traveling to the what's that name of the stadium? Mercedes-Benz Dome to face the 7-4 Atlanta Falcons. Last time out, the Vikings defeated the Lions to go 9-2, as I said, and they have an 8-game winning streak at this point. And the Falcons, who held on to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, looks to be spoilers in this particular game here. Could be some trick plays with Julio Jones and Manu Sanu once again. We'll see. It was great. Julio Jones had 2 touchdowns in his last time out with Tampa Bay, and Minnesota just beat the Lions. And this is going to be tough because Case Keenum, who's not only a laughing quarterback, is a quality, playoff contending quarterback for the Vikings with Stephon Diggs as well as Adam Thielen and Latavius Murray, just to name a few. This should be a close game, but I'm going to pick the upset and take the Falcons to beat Gio's Minnesota Vikings. Gio, I'm sorry, but the Vikings got to get a loss somehow. They're playing too good, and they're due for a loss. I think the Falcons will do it in Atlanta. We got the New England Patriots at 9-2, traveling to Buffalo, Ralph Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills for 6 and 5, in another AFC East rival team. Of course, the Dolphins and the Patriots played last week, so the Patriots playing a second straight division game. The Patriots are 7.5-point favorites here in Buffalo. I think they're the better team. I think Gronkowski and Lewis and Brandon Cooks is going to really put a pounding on this Bills defense. While on offense, I'm not sure what to think of Tyrod Taylor. I know what LaShawn McCoy is going to do, but it's the signal calling versus Tyrod Taylor versus TB12 or Tom Brady, who is just a beast in every single part of every level of this game. So I'm going to tell you to take the Patriots minus 7.5 and tell you to take them straight up. The total points for that game is 49 points. I'll tell you to take it over 49 points because you just don't know what Buffalo is going to give the Patriots 30 or 40 point game. And, in the scoring department, we'll see. It could be close because a division game is always going to be supposedly sometimes. Well, you know what? Let's take it under 49 points because I'm not really sure what to expect with this Buffalo defense, with this New England Patriots offense. So right now, I'm going to keep it under 49 points in the game between the Patriots and the Bills. Big games on Sunday. We got the 0-1 Cleveland Browns traveling to StubHub Field to face the 5-6 LA Chargers. The Chargers, their last time out, were winners over the Cowboys, of course, and the Browns could do anything with the Bengals in Cincinnati. Chargers all day in this one in StubHub Field. We got the 2-9 New York Giants traveling to Oakland to face the 5-6 Raiders. Last time out, the Raiders were winners over the Broncos, and the Giants, in a despicable loss, could not do anything to get a win over those Redskins, which has Eli Manning benched. As I've been stating the past 2-3 weeks, they need to bench Eli Manning because his game is not the same. This could be the end of Eli Manning here with the New York Giants. Geno Smith will start versus the Raiders, and I don't think it's going to be that much help here, whether it's Eli, whether it's Geno, whether it's whoever else, I'm not sure, but the Raiders, I think, will take this game because they're the best team in this game. So Oakland wins out against New York, even with Eli being benched. We got the LA Rams traveling to the Arizona Cardinals, who are 5-6. The Rams were winners against the Saints by 6 points their last time out in LA Coliseum. And the Cardinals pulled out a come from behind win, but tied it up, and they eventually took it to overtime, and he won it on, oh my goodness, I had his name, and Phil Dawson's 57-yard field goal win it out against the Jaguars last time out. The Rams are the better team. The streak was halted a week ago, and I think this time they should have a win, rebound, and of course with the win against the Saints, but the loss the previous week, I think they'll rebound and they'll beat the Cardinals on the road in Glendale. We got the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Both teams are 8-3 in a respectful division in this NFC South division matchup. Both teams, like I said, are 8-3. The Saints will lose to the Rams, and the Panthers a win over the Jets. Yes, Kobe Fleener is out with a concussion protocol. He might not play, but we'll see what happens. But I think Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram is going to be too much for that Carolina Panthers defense. Greg Olsen, who came back last week against the Jets for the Panthers, is out again with that same nagging foot problem, so he may not play in this game with the Panthers. Regardless, the Saints will rebound and get a win and go 1-up on the Panthers in the NFC South. My last and final against the spread is the Sunday night game between my 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles traveling to CenturyLink Field to face the 7-4 Seattle Seahawks. The Eagles are 5-point favorites in this game, and they're due for a win against Seattle. I'd like to say hello to my new sub, CVA. He's also a Seattle Seahawks fan, but good looking out. Good luck with your team. But They got a roll ahead of them as well. Seahawks winners over the 49ers. Last time out, the Eagles blown out the Bears at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles are the better team on defense. The Eagles are the better team on offense. But that crowd could play factor in this win against Seattle. I mean, in this win, if Seattle was to win, it'll be because of the crowd. The Eagles, their last 2 straight games against the Seahawks, one being here was a loss. Another one being on their turf was a loss last season. This is the 3rd straight season that the Seattle Seahawks and Philadelphia Eagles have met. Hopefully this will be the last for a bit. But this should be a win for the Eagles. I'm going to tell you why. Carson Wentz playing in an MVP style-like fashion right now. But you can't count out Russell Wilson because he is a killer when he is a mobile quarterback. The Eagles got to get him out of that. The Eagles got to keep him in that backfield, because if he come out of that backfield, he's going to run into a lot of problems for the Eagles defense. But the Eagles defense way better than the Seattle Seahawks defense. Even without Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman, this should be a good game. It won't be a blowout. This will be the first time that the Eagles will not face a team in blowout style, but I wouldn't be surprised what the outcome of this game will be. 5 straight blowouts the Eagles have against 5 teams, being Arizona, Chicago, Denver, Washington, and those Cowboys of Dallas. This will be a tough match, but I think the Eagles will pull it out at the end. Take the Eagles -5 over the Seattle Seahawks, and they went straight up, ending their long losing streak over the Seattle Seahawks. The total points for that game is 47 points. This could definitely go over because both teams know how to put up points. Of course, the Eagles 25 points or more in their last 5 games. Seattle can put up points between 20 and 30 points. So Seattle only had one big game that they scored over 40-something points. I forgot what that game was. Oh, the game between the Texans, 41-38, well back in October when Deshaun Watson got hurt. Before Deshaun Watson got hurt the week before. So the Eagles will win straight up. Give them the points -5, and the game should go over 47 points. And the last game is the Monday night game. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 9-2 traveling to their arch rival Bengals to play them in Cincinnati, who are 5-6. Steelers are the better team. Bengals did beat the Browns because they're the worst team. Steelers are the better team in this game, even though they had a hard time beating the Packers, believe it or not. But they did pull off in overtime. Even though Antonio Brown did score 3 touchdowns, Martavis Bryant did score. It was just up and down that game. It was a great game on Sunday Night Football. Everyone expected the Steelers to win over 14 points, but the Packers held in, and they still lost in overtime. This ain't going to be no overtime game, but a defensive game is always going to bring some issues. But the Steelers are the better team, so take Pittsburgh to win in Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. Before I go, there are a couple other news I want to mention to you. Darren McFadden has officially called it quits after 10 seasons in the NFL. He has played with the Raiders as well as his last recent trip with the Dallas Cowboys. So he officially has retired as a player. Congratulations to him and best wishes for him and his future endeavors. Once again, Eli Manning has been benched for this game against the Oakland Raiders. On the West Coast, Geno Smith will take over the signal calling for the Giants. And this could be the end of Eli Manning and the New York Giants era as the quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo will start for the San Francisco 49ers after he threw a quick second touchdown to end the game, even though they lost to Seattle. So he'll start versus the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field on Sunday. So those are my picks for Week 13. Put your picks and post your comments down below. Shout out to all my YouTube prognosticators. Good luck with your picks as well. If you want to follow my YouTube Prognosticators on Facebook, the link is also down below. Check us out whenever you want. We talk all about the games, parlay plays, fantasy leagues, and things like that. So check us out on Facebook. The link is down below. If you want to check my YouTube Prognosticators channel here on YouTube, the links is down below this page as well. Once again, I want to thank you very much for joining me here on week 13. And thanks to all of you for getting me over 2,000 views on my last videos of last week of week 12. It was a blast. So keep it coming. Keep it going. I think this is my best season that I've had since I started doing picks for YouTube. Once again, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Come back next week for more picks, more predictions, and a little bit of more of everything else. Thanks for watching. TJ Harman for you on YouTube, or Let's Go Out for you on Twitter. I'll see you back next week for week 14. Until then, see you guys later.